class, this is video 2 to help you write an equation to a quadratic or a parabola when you are given just 3 coordinate points, okay? There was another video before this, so hopefully you watched that. I recommend, again, having a piece of paper ready so that you can follow along with the notes, okay? So I'm going to take one off of your packet. I'm just going to take one randomly, so I'm going to do number 2. Okay, so number 2 on your packet gives you 3 points. So again, we're using the standard form equation, which is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we are going to take 3 points and plug them in for x and y and save those and start doing the elimination process, okay? So the points that are given for number 2 are 1, comma, negative 2, 2, comma, negative 4, and 3, comma, negative 4. Okay? So we're going to just start by plugging in x and y from the first point. So in this case, it's going to be negative 2 equals a, and then it's 1 squared plus b times x, which is 1, plus c. So if I simplify that, I get negative 2 equals 1 times 1 is 1, so it'll just be a, plus b times 1 is just b, and then plus c. And so we're going to call this equation number 1. And I want you to save it, or you can even box it on your paper so that you know that that's number 1. Okay. And then I'm going to do it again with the second point. And so the second point is right here. So let's plug that one in. So in this case, y is negative 4. That equals a times x squared. X in this case is 2, so 2 squared, plus b, and b times x, x again is 2, and then plus c. And so if I simplify this, I get negative 4 is equal to 2 times 2 is 4, so we get 4a, plus 2b, plus c. And we're going to save this as equation number 2. Okay, we're going to do it one more time to get equation 3. So we're going to have y in this case is negative 4 equals a times x. X in this case was 3 squared, plus b times x plus c. And so if I simplify, I get negative 4 equals 3 times 3 is 9, so we'll get 9a plus 3b plus c. We're going to call this equation 3 and save it. Okay? So now you want to use the elimination process from equations 1 and 2. Okay? So we are going to take equations 1 and 2 and use the elimination process. So equation 1 was negative 2 equals a plus b plus c. And then equation 2 was negative 4 equals 4a plus 2b plus c. And so since in this case c is already alone, it would be the easiest, again, to eliminate c first because there's no number with it. But again, it doesn't matter. You can eliminate anyone you want, okay? So I'm going to do c. I'm going to multiply the entire first equation by a negative 1, because if I do that, that'll give me a negative c, and I want that to cross out that positive c on the second equation. So a negative 1 times a negative 2 will now give me a positive 2. And then I'll now have a negative a, negative b, and a negative c. And so now I'm going to use the elimination process between those. So I just combine down. So I have a negative 4 plus 2, that'll give me a negative 2. I have a 4a minus 1a, that'll be a 3a. I have a 2b minus 1b, that'll be 1b. And then the c's are gone. We're going to call this equation 4. And you want to save that because in a minute you will combine it with equation 5. Okay, so equation 4, I'm going to write it down. Negative 2 equals 3a plus b. Okay, so now we're going to take equation 1 and 3. Okay, because we just used 1 and 2, so now we're going to use 1 and 3. So again, 1 was negative 2 equals a plus b plus c. And now we're going to use 3, which equation 3 was negative 4 equals 9a plus 3b plus c. Again, you have to eliminate c again. So because you eliminated c the first time, you need to eliminate it again. And so I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to multiply the top one by negative 1. And so that'll give me a positive 2 here. It'll give me a negative a negative b, and a negative c. I'm now going to combine that new one with equation 3. So negative 4 plus 2 is a negative 2. We have 9a minus 1a, so it'll be an 8a. 3b minus 1b, that will be a 2b. And then the c's cancel out. And so now this is equation 5. And I am going to now take equation 5 and equation 4, and I'm going to use elimination there. So equation 4 was negative 2 equals 3a plus b. The easiest one to eliminate here would be b, because you have a b by itself down here, so it's the easiest to multiply by. Since the top one has a 2b, I'm going to want to multiply the entire second equation by a negative 2, because I want opposite. So by doing that, I'm going to have negative 2 times negative 2, that'll be a positive 4. And then I have 3a times a negative 2, that'll be a negative 6a. And then b times negative 2 gives me that negative 2b. And now we're not going to use that one, and I'm going to combine these two. Okay? And so I'm going to get negative 2 plus 4, that will now be a positive 2. And then here I'm going to have 8a minus 6a, so that gives me 2a. And then the b's cancel out. If I divide both sides by 2, I find out that a is 1. Okay, so I'm now going to save that. I'm going to plug it back into either equation 4 or 5. Okay, so a is 1. So let's plug that in. I'm going to use equation 4. It doesn't matter, though. You can use 4 or 5. So I'm going to do negative 2 equals 3a, but instead of a is now 1 plus b. And so when I simplify this, I get negative 2 equals 3 plus b. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So I now get negative 5 is equal to b. So I now know a and b. B is negative 5. I'm going to take both of those and plug it back into equation 1. So one of my original ones, okay? Equation 1 is the easiest because it had the smallest coefficients. So equation 1 was negative 2 equals a plus b plus c. But I now know that a is 1, and then b was negative 5 plus c. So I get negative 2 equals negative 4 plus c. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And so 2 is equal to c. Now that I know a, b, and c, I just rewrite it so that I have the equation. So the equation again is y equals ax squared. But a was 1, so I can just put an x squared. And then it's plus bx, but in this case, b is negative, so it's actually going to be a negative 5x. And then c in this case was 2, so plus 2. I now have my quadratic equation that I was able to find by just having 3 coordinate points. Okay, go ahead and practice a little bit on your homework, page 18, and we'll go over some more in class. Have a great weekend.